Welcome back to Gameplays. I just got back from Dollarama a little bit ago, and I found this board game there. Or I guess it's more of a card game. They had a bunch of other board games, and they had a bunch of those like meme games. I've just never really been into those, but this game caught my interest because it's supposed to be a racing style game, and it's from Bicycle, which I can't say that I've really seen any board games from them or card games other than just like the regular deck of cards. so so yeah, I thought that this one was pretty cool looking, pretty interesting. It's not rated that well. It has a 6 out of 10 rating on Board Game Geek. It came out in 2019, but I have honestly never heard of this game. To me, just reading the back here, it honestly sounds like Millie Bornese, especially these cards here. Shows like a horse galloping, and that's your distance cards. That really just reminds me of Millie Bornese, and you have like the different animals, speeds basically, and then you're forcing other drivers to spin out and collect trophies. So, that's also like an attack from Millie Bornese. I'm not sure if that's what this game is going to be like. I haven't really looked into it, but yeah, I don't know. Let's get into it and see what it's like. Also, this game was only $4, so don't think I'm losing too much. Even if this ends up being not that great of a game, can't really go wrong with only $4. There we go. Okay. So right off the bat, we've got a little rule book here. And we've got some trophies. Need to get punched out. Seem like they're not, too bad a quality, just your average cardboard pieces here. Double-sided. That's nice. There we go. Got all those punched out, and the only thing else that's in here is a bunch of cards. There we go. Okay. Well, the cards feel really nice, but I mean, this is a bicycle game, so makes sense. We've got Emma the Engineer, Damper, Heat Transfer, Armor Plated, friggin' Laser Beams, Minesweeper. Okay, alright. Then okay, so these are the racers that you can pick. Got May the Scientist. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this artwork. I guess it's, pretty kid-friendly stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. We got Lev the Spy, Cyanide Capsule, GPS Malfunction, Zapper, Time Bomb, Grappling Hook, Caltrops, Classified Technology. We got Noodle the Cat, Frantic Cat Slaps, Upside Down Cardboard Box, 2 a.m. Scramble, Death Glare, Couldn't Be More in the Way. We got Remus the Wizard, how do you spell chaos? Necromancer, Mimic, Reparo, Goblinous Infestation, Squid Pro Quo, Magic Missile. We got Slingshot the Rocketeer, Hair Trigger, Rockets, Wheelie, Mad Whistling Kitty Chaser. We got Katatana the Musician, Cover Band, Avant Garde, and My Axe. Amplify. We've got Romero the Hacker, Trojan Horse, Malicious Payload, Root Privileges, Crypto Locker, RMF, Denial of Service, Overclock. Okay, so those are your characters that you can pick, your racers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 different racers that you can choose from. They have 8 different characters, but it's only a 2 to 4 player game. It's kind of interesting. These will be the rest of the cards here. There we go. Okay, so we've got some reference cards here. This is your distance cards. Okay. Mostly just those. Got turn tracker cards. And we've got tire health cards. Okay, so each person will get one of these then. And these turn trackers, I don't know what that would be used for. And then we've got the distance cards here. 25s, you're moving like a snail. 50s, you're like a dog. 75s, you're like a little pony. And 100s, you're a cheetah. So yeah, this is very reminiscent of Millie Bornese, old school game. But let's actually see how this game plays, see how similar it actually is to Millie Bornese. You're going to start off by choosing your racers. That's right, I said racers because in this game you're going to have a main racer and their co-pilot. In the rules, it suggests having kind of a snake draft. The first player to choose their racer will end up getting the last pick. So in a 4-player game, it'll go, first player chooses theirs, and then second, third, fourth, and then fourth chooses again, third, second, first. And that way it kind of even things out. And once you get your 2 characters, you're going to choose whichever one you want to be your main racer, put them on top of this little tire chart here, or this tire health card, and you can put the 4 tires to the one side, and that kind of just keeps track of what your health is at. So start off like that, and then you put your co-pilot on the bottom, and each racer has their own special ability. This guy's ability is when your top distance card is 100, draw 2 more distance cards, keep one, and discard the other. It also shows you how many of each card is in their little deck here, and each of those card types is explained on this reference card. There's action cards, equip cards, nerf cards, trap cards, and anytime action cards. It also gives you card hints here, just telling you what each one does. There's damage, shield, repair, boost, hand, turn, and distance cards. And then on the back it gives you your play order. But before we get into that, once you have your 2 racers, you'll take their corresponding decks. In this case, it would be the Spies, and for my second racer I have Noodle the cat. You'll take their decks and you'll shuffle them up just like this, and then you'll pick up the top 3 cards. And then you'll shuffle up this distance deck here, and you're ready to play the game. Now let's go over turn orders. So you're going to start off your turn by drawing a distance card, and then you'll rotate your turn tracker if you have any cards with a turn symbol active. Then you can perform an ability, which is playing one of your cards. There's the action cards, nerf cards, or trap cards, or you can play an equip to your car, but it doesn't show on here, but you're only allowed to have 2 equips on your vehicle. Or you can discard a card from your hand and draw one from your ability deck. Or you can pit stop, which is you can unequip card from your vehicle, equip a new card to your vehicle, and then you would have to discard your top distance card. Or you can just pass. And then your last action that you can do is you can choose to spend trophies to swap your drivers or to perform another ability if you spend 2 of those trophies. You get those trophies by making other players spin out. And that's where this health tracker comes into play. If you're the final blow on any person, even yourself, you get a trophy for making them spin out. Okay, so there's quite a bit of things that happen if you spin out. You would lose the equips on your car, you lose all the cards in your hand, and all the nerfs that you played against other players are discarded, and your top distance card is also discarded, and you also have to swap places with your co-pilot, and then you're immune to any other actions that happen until your next turn. I guess I should also say that the whole point of this game is to make it the farthest distance possible. I know, sounds crazy in a racing game. Kind of makes sense. So anyways, on your turn, that's where you will pick up one of these distance cards and you'll play it out in front of you like this. And it kind of gives you a visual representation of how far you've gone, because every time you'll just place this card on top of the gray area on the card. Alright, I didn't shuffle these apparently that well. So yeah, there you go. And then that gives you a pretty good representation of how far you've gone. Also, you can just add up the numbers and that'll give you exact distance. But regardless, that's what you do at the beginning of your turn. And then if we had any abilities on us that took turns, you just, slowly go down. So if we had 4 turns left of an ability, we'd have this, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1. Kind of obvious. And that's going to be something like this, where this card here is a nerf, so that's against another player. You would prevent another player from drawing any distance cards until they give you a card from their hand or after 4 turns have passed. That's where that turn card would come into play. There's a bunch of other cards like this one. This is an action here. You steal a random card from another player's hand. And belly rubs. This would be a trap card here. You place this next to the distance deck. The next distance card drawn matching your top distance card triggers the trap for 2 damage. Discard after triggered. Okay, so this would be an equip card here. You can have up to 2 equip cards attached to your vehicle. Once you spin out, you would lose them. But for this one, once you equip this, you would have this ability all the time until you lose this equip. So for this one, you would absorb half, rounding down the damage from an attack, and then discard. And here's another one. Cyanide capsule. Keep the cards in your hand if you're spun out. And of course, there is just a ton of different cards. I mean, there's 8 different racers, and each racer has their own deck of, abilities and traps and different things that they can use. And they're all different. So I'm not going to be able to go through every single card in this game here, but so on your turn you can perform an ability. Maybe we would play this yoink card and you just discard it beside your deck here, and then I would steal a card out of someone else's hand. So let's say that I stole this card. There we go. And then this action here is draw 1 distance card. That's a pretty good one right there. So glad that I stole that. You always get to keep 3 cards in your hand, so that person that I stole from, they would immediately pick up a card. Or if I just played this card as a trap card, then I would immediately pick up a card as well. If you were to get 4 cards in your hand, you would have to discard one as well. And so the next part of my turn would be to choose to spend any trophies that I have. I don't have any trophies. I haven't made anyone spin out yet. But that's basically it. If I did have a trophy, I could switch my drivers so that I have Noodle up here. The game ends when all of these distance cards have been played. And when that happens, you just add up your total distance. Whoever went the farthest is the winner. Fairly simple, fairly straightforward. I think it's a pretty neat game. Not very similar to Millie Bornese at all, if I'm being honest, except for this little, score tracker here That's similar just distance wise, and having the different animals represent the different speeds, or the different distances, I should say. That's about the only similar thing. I thought that there was going to be a little bit more to it. Otherwise, like, this is definitely a little bit of a strategic game. You pick your racer, and they have a special ability, and then you get a co-pilot as well. And I think some of these racers would probably work better with others, but overall, I think I like it. I haven't played it enough to say for sure or not, and I still don't really know how I feel about the artwork. It's kind of cute. Um, yeah, it. I don't know. I think it's an interesting game, and I think for $4, it's worth finding out if you like it or not. Maybe this game is for you. Maybe it's not. I can't say for sure. For me, I kind of like it. It's a pretty simple card game. There's a little bit of interaction with making your opponent spin out, and yeah, I think I like it. I'll have to play it some more though, and really give it a chance. But let me know what you guys think. Is this a game that you guys would play? Is this game worth it? Let me know down in the comments, and feel free to like this video or subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. And thank you guys so much for watching. See ya.